I am Camila Alejandra Cayere. I am from San Juan, Puerto Rico, and I speak Spanish and English. Well, Spanish is my first language, so I've been speaking it since I was born. And English, I started learning it in first grade in elementary school. I went to a school where English was very important. So I've learned it all through elementary school and all through middle school and all through high school. Both my parents were born in Puerto Rico. I have an older sister. She's 20. And she's studying in the United States also. And I have a cat named Snowy. It's definitely very different. First of all, the most different thing is the weather, of course. Puerto Rico is always warm, like all through winter, all through summer. Boston's obviously cold. So adjusting to that was a little bit difficult, but I'm getting there. Coming to a place where like English is the first language, I was kind of worried, but since I started speaking English when I was very little and in my house we would practice it, and I have cousins that live here, I wasn't that worried. It's kind of weird to like be in a place where I need to speak English a lot because I'm not used to that. But I'm here in Emerson. There's a lot of like Latin community, so I have a lot of friends that do speak Spanish. So I have like a 50-50 where I need to speak Spanish all the time, and at the same time I can speak Spanish and like English all the time. Because I have my roommates, she's from the Dominican Republic. I have a friend from back home that's here. But at the same time, in my classes, I have friends that, well, I will speak English with them, and I have other friends in my floor or in other buildings that I will speak English. So it was like an interesting change, and I really like it right now. It's awesome. I enjoy sports. I like playing basketball and volleyball. Right now, I'm in the fashion society. I didn't know I liked fashion before, but now I'm into it, and I've been doing a lot of stuff for them this semester, and that's like my first hobby right now. And I'm a film major, so I enjoy movies a lot, and of course TV, and just hanging out with my friends, like what I like to do. Probably that. When I signed up during the summer, I was like, I didn't know what the class was. Like, I didn't do like any research or like search, translingual, bilingual class in Emerson College. No. I was really happy that I had gotten an email about being like a bilingual, translingual class, because like that was one of my worries about being in a place where I couldn't express myself in Spanish. So when I got the email, my dad was like, jump into the opportunity. You don't know what it is, but you'll probably benefit from it. And I definitely have. Like, I wasn't expecting that much, but I was expecting a place where I could speak and write Spanish, and like it was like the perfect place. Yeah. Writing and like speaking Spanish in class is it's amazing, really. Like, you don't get this in any other university. You can't go into a class where you can speak Spanish and you can write Spanish, like especially in an intro to college writing class, because that's a requirement for the university. You need to know how to write essays and stuff, and like they never give importance to writing in other languages. When I come in and like all of you guys come into a class where I can write in Spanish, Lauren can write in Sweden, Greg can write in Italian, that's like an amazing opportunity for us, because it even like makes us better writers. For you to like write in your native language or in a language that's not your native but you do know how to write in, it's even more, I don't know, rewarding when you do it. If I had like an assignment for English class, I would never think about doing it in Spanish first and then translating it. So the fact that I can write it as like my first draft like in Spanish and then translate it, because the most important is my Spanish one, is amazing. When I write in Spanish, I can get my thoughts across easier. English is my second language. Sometimes I like get stuck on how to like express myself. So in Spanish it's a lot easier, and then like translating is like even better. I am publishing my culture artifact, the first paper that I did, and it's gonna be both in Spanish and in English. It's about this song that I feel is very important to me and to any Puerto Rican. It's by Mark Anthony, and it's called Preciosa, and it talks about how Puerto Rico as an island is beautiful, geographically, and like with all the beautiful beaches and all the beautiful cities that we have, but at the same time, like with the people, we have like a very diverse people, and like we're very educated and we're very talented, and it's just like a song, like very patriotic song, and I don't know, every time I hear it or sing it or see someone like hearing it or singing it, like it makes me proud of being Puerto Rican. Like every lyric there's in that song, for me it's like so accurate, and like I feel so personal to it, so that's why I chose it to write it for my culture artifact. First I was even skeptical about doing it in Spanish, so when I told Tamara I had done it in Spanish, she was like, you need to read it in Spanish up front first, and I was like, okay. I was a little nervous. I had never like read something in Spanish to English speaking people, so I stood up there and I started reading it. At first I like, no one noticed, but I did a lot of like errors, and everyone was like, yeah, she's doing great, and I was like, no, I'm reading so bad right now, and I was like shaking. But like towards the end, since I was like talking about such like an important topic to me, I got like a little bit emotional. That was also like a little terrifying, like being vulnerable in front of like a class of 14 like people I have never met for more than 2 weeks. When I read it in English, all you guys understood, and you were just like, oh, so that's why you're so emotional. But it was like a very interesting experience, at the same time beautiful, because that's not an opportunity I get to do very often. And the way the class reacted to my reading of my paper, it was actually very like mind-opening to like see how interested they were. I had like a mini fear of like people not being interested when I'm talking, because I talk a lot. So everyone was just like paying attention. Like classes back home, if I'm reading something in front, no one like said, like looked at me even, because they're all my friends. But like people who are interested and like willing to like hear everyone else and see what they have to say, especially like a culture artifact, because that's something important to like the writer, sorry. And it was like, I really liked it. Like it was awesome. Not to fear of what I write. Before, I would always be skeptical about writing about something, about a topic that others wouldn't understand, and a topic that would like is very important to me and personal. It doesn't matter if it's like a hard topic to talk about, you should talk about it. Write about it, think about it, tell it to others, have communications with others, conversations that can people like make people see what you're thinking about. As Tamara said, big beautiful brain. So we need to like let people in and like write about stuff that's important to us, because if we write about something that we do not care, we're not gonna write well. The more personal it is, like the better we're gonna write. And like each time we write something in this class, each time we get better. My favorite thing about the class is probably the fact that it's a class that I enjoy a lot, and when we go into that class, we're all like a little family, and we tell each other about our days and about our writings and about other stuff. It's not just like a class that you go, you do an essay, you turn it in, and you leave. Like we have fun in the class. Tamara makes it a very enjoyable like class. She always gives something new, like a music video or like a YouTube video that's about how like difficult Spanish is or something, or movies and stuff. We've like become like a little family, and we have a lot of respect and trust like between each other. So when anytime someone's going up to read their paper, even if it's a culture artifact, their project one, their borderlands, like they can feel like accepted and comfortable reading to us.